Today we want to show you or assist you or educate you how to connect your inverter to your panel, the configuration. How to calculate that you have the right amount of panels connected to your inverter. There's a few things that you will understand. You must look at the parameters or the values on the inverter, and you must also look the same. You must look for certain values on your solar panels, which I will explain to you now in detail. So the first thing you do, you go to your inverter. On the side of your inverter, if you can just come nearer, you will see there's a portion that's called solar charge mode. So the values that we are looking for here is called the MMPT voltage range, which is 30 to 120 VDC. You'll see there. And then also you look at max charge current of 80 amps. Then the other thing is that you must look at is what is the maximum wattage of this inverter. It's 3000 watts. So those are the three things that you look at your inverter. I'll give you another example. Here is another inverter. If you look here, you see the solar charge mode. Here they won't call it the MMPT range. They will call it the max solar input voltage, the VOC of 100 VDC. And here they put the max solar charge current of 55 amps. Right? And this inverter is got a rated output of 1000 watts. Okay? For the sake of this video, we're going to use the values of this inverter, the SNF 3 kilowatt. That's the inverters. Second thing, you look at the values. What is the important values on your solar panel? If you come nearer here, you look at the VOC voltage of the inverter, and that will give you a value there of 22.14. And then you look at the IMP current of the system, which is the 8.43. Right? You look at those two values, and that is the values that you look at when you want to configure your solar panels with your inverter. So how do we put this together? Right? The first thing that you do to see what is your maximum panels that you can connect to this, you first take your wattage of this panel, which is 150 watt. If you look here at the back, sorry, I didn't show you that. You see here on top, it says there 150 watt. The first thing, you take your 150 watt and you divide it by your 3000 watts, the power of your inverter. That will give you, if you take 3000 divided by 150, it will give you 20 panels. So that's the maximum panels that you can use on this inverter. Now we must determine how we must connect it. Must we connect the solar panels in series or in parallel? So the second step that we do, we've explained to you, when we look at the MMPT voltage of the SNF, it told you it's a 120 volts. And when we look at the VOC of the panel, we got a figure of 22.14. Excuse me. That gives you a figure of 5. In other words, you can take 5 of these panels, connected in series. In other words, you take the positive of this panel and you connect it to the negative of the other panel, and the positive of that panel to the negative, and you take then, at the end of the day, there's a positive and a negative coming from the two end panels, and you put that straight into the inverter. You can use 5 of those panels, right? But that's only the first step. But that doesn't mean that you only need to use 5, because there's another evaluation, another calculation that we can take into account. It is the amps. It says this max charge current, if there's no battery, assuming that it's only solar that's going to charge your batteries, you will take the max charge current of this inverter is 80 amps. and we saw the IMP current of the solar panels was 8.4, and then we get a valuation of 9. That means you can have 5 of these solar panels in series, right? You have 5 of those. Then you can have 9 of these sets or strings connected to this, because each of these sets will give you a value of 8.4 amps, and if you calculate that, 9 of those, it will come to less than 80. So in other words, you can have 45 of these panels connected to this inverter. However, the limitation is this is only a 3000 watt inverter. Hence, right at the beginning I told you, you must divide your inverter with the wattage of that. That means of this panel, which is 3000 divided by 150, it's 20 panels. So you can only connect 20 panels to this inverter if your solar panel is 150 watt with the values of what I've explained to you. So today I just wanted to explain to you these values so that you can understand how does the configuration of an inverter with a solar panel works. I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much.